What's your verdict on the day then?
I thought we played well in spells, you know, but we lost avoidable goals. Obviously, one's a set play. First goal comes for the keeper punting it. You know, we're not organised. A wee bit of naivety. Yes, we're young, but at some point, you know, we were young 8 months ago at the start of the season as well, and there's got to be more of a learned performance shown. You know, you can't keep producing the same mistakes, and you know, I've said that. Listen, we don't lack effort, because you know, I believe that they all give everything that they've got. What we maybe do lack is the decision making and identifying in games, maybe when and where to inject and take away tempo and slow the game down and things like that. But you know, listen, the boys give everything.
It was a good display actually, all through.
I thought, yeah, listen, that's what I'm saying. It's not what we've rolled up here. Last week was abject. Last week we didn't turn up, and had we given that last week, I'd have probably been sitting here 3 points better off, to be honest. But we didn't give it last week, and it's that consistency. It's easy to perform when there's nothing expected of you. And that's where we're at right now. And when we're down and we're out and nobody expects it and there's no expectation or pressure, we perform well. What we don't deal with, it seems, is that when there's a pressure on us that we are a good team and we can compete, we seem to fall short somewhere along the line. And it's up to Martin and I to, you know, identify that and rectify it as we go forward. And we're working tirelessly to do that. You know, but again, the fans are through. Despite the late sort of call on the game, you know, they're supporting us, and you know, we're together as one, obviously. But you know, we've got to show more. You know, the end of the season's approaching, and the boys have now got to have a wee bit of personal pride. You know, forget everything else, forget the future for the minute. Every game, you must show that you're good enough to be a professional football player. I've said to the boys there, I could get. And I don't, it's for loss of better words, I could get any idiot off the street and make him fit and well enough to play football. But lo and behold, these boys are blessed with a wee bit of ability and they're fit enough. But what they lack in game nous and maybe experience is shown just now. You know, and maybe we do lack a wee bit of leadership in terms of age and experience, no through desire or effort. So, but listen, we'll work hard to rectify it. Hugely obviously disappointed, but it doesn't dampen my hunger, it doesn't dampen my spirits to do the best and for this club and produce better performances and results ultimately. And you know, I will continue to work tirelessly, and you know, and come the summer obviously we need to look at the options that are going to be available to us to make sure that this time next year we're the ones on the positive end of results like today.
What about Callum Ferry? Number of good saves from Callum especially towards the end of the game especially.
Listen, the game, I thought we were in control until we scored, and funnily enough after that I felt maybe we get carried away with a wave of excitement or whatever it was. We get a wee bit gung-ho, a wee bit naive again, same message. And Clyde have got clever players. They started to put the ball into wee pockets that we were creating ourselves, and you know, particularly down the left side, you know, they were getting in behind us quite a lot, and good players, you know, and they went and really, what's the word, they punished us. You know, they spotted the holes in what we were doing and they punished us, and that's the sign of a good team, you know, that have been well drilled, very well organised, and also players with good ability. So,
what's the verdict on the injury, Kevin?
Danny's, I think he's picked up a concussion. You know, we're no worried at the minute, and touch wood that stays as is. You know, but obviously that's a blow. We lost Danny after just making the third sub. We're down to 10 men. And
was it a collision, Kevin?
I think so. I didn't actually see it.
No,
to be honest, Dylan clears the ball, and before I know it, the game's been stopped. So I mean, Callum Ferry came out and punched it. I don't know. Callum says he didn't touch him. So, but listen, hopefully Danny's going to be okay, and I'm sure he is, and we'll be in constant contact with the powers that be to make sure that he gets the best available.
So you have to get checked out of the hospital here?
Aye, he's away to hospital, so as I say, hopefully we'll get some positive news fairly soon. I mean, he's copious menace, you know, we're not worried about him, yes. So, but he's brave to the point of stupidity. He's a clever cookie, so, but listen, we'll get Danny fit, and you know, we can move on to next week.
No Ross McGeechy today for the first time, I think, probably in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
How is Ross?
Yeah, he's picked up a knock, and you know, we're nursing that at the minute. It could be one of them. He could be out for another week or two. We don't know. You know, he's just, we're going to see how it goes. But he's been a model of consistency in terms of being on the park, and certainly since we've come in, his performances have also been consistently good. So I don't think he's had many bad games, put it that way. So he was obviously sorely missed today. Brings that bit of calm and aggression to the defence and organisation, which you see we miss there, and it's a difficult at times to walk the boys through hand in hand. You know, they've got to take that responsibility.
Just looking ahead to next week, Berwick at home is a game you'll expect to win, really.
Well, you've got to win every game. You know, listen, I want to win the league. You know, and until we've got the tools to do so, then we're going to fall short. But every game, home or away, it doesn't matter to me if you're home or away, because 11 v 11. Everybody's in the same park, everybody's dealing with the same conditions, and next week Berwick will come to us, and I would expect us to win every game at home this season. I don't care who rolls up, whether it be a cup game, I don't care if it was an Old Firm, because every dog has their day, and I would expect us still to be going hammer and tongs at home, especially at home, as we should be going away from home. So, you know, Berwick will come, we want to win it, we'll expect to win it, but that's not disrespecting what Berwick will bring to the game, you know, so, but we have to make sure we bring our A game, and then take what happens for them.